to the Matt Weston 365 YouTube channel and another episode of FlowBites, a number of small bite-sized videos that are designed to help you get through your day-to-day problems when you're creating flows in Microsoft Power Automate. What we're looking at today is how we can interrogate the events list in Microsoft SharePoint Online. This is something that's been asked quite a few times across the Power Automate community and also across social media, about how you can work with the dates that come out of there, and for example in this scenario, how we can build a digest of all events that are taking place today. In this first part, what we're going to be looking at is how we can just pull back any events that are a full day. So let's go and have a look at SharePoint to start off with and just familiarise ourselves with the events list. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the events list in SharePoint. So all I've done to create this is I've gone onto my modern page and I've gone and created an events web part on the page. What that's done behind the scenes is gone and created an events list, but it's put this really nice wrapper across the top of it. And all I've put in there are 3 events. I've put an all-day event for today, which is Wednesday Madness. I've put a specific timed event, which is from 9 PM. Which is Xbox time, and I've also put a second all-day event for Friday, which is Fish Friday. If you're in the UK, everyone knows that we eat fish and chips on Friday. It's the law, so that's why it's in the calendar. But what I'm interested in is getting a digest, so on a daily basis, getting today's events and being able to publish those out, whether that's through a Teams message or through an email. So if I was to run this today, the only events that I would want is this one, Wednesday Madness, and this one, Xbox time, but not the one that's coming on Friday. I wouldn't expect to see that one until actually Friday the 27th. So that is my list. Those are my contents. That's what I'm working with. Let's try and get those out now using Microsoft Power Automate. Okay, so now that I'm in Power Automate, I've created myself a flow and I'm just using the recurrence trigger, which is a scheduled, or treat it like a scheduled task within Power Automate. And all I've done is configure my recurrence trigger to run at 8 o'clock every morning. So 8 o'clock every morning, what I wanted to do is go away and interrogate that events list and pull some information back. And to do that, I need to go and use a SharePoint connector. And I'm showing you this way of navigating down just to show you how you can select the connector first and then go and find what I want, which is I want items back because I'm working with a list. So I'm going to go and use get items. And from there, I'm going to just fill in the basic information that I need. So I'm going to give it the site and I'm going to give it a list name. But notice here that the events list, even though I know it exists on my site, doesn't appear in the drop-down. Now the reason for that is because behind the scenes, it's a classic list, so it's not modern. So I need to use enter custom value and then I can go and type in events. So now I've done that, I've configured my action. What I'm going to do is just run this first of all, just to show you what comes out if I don't apply any filters. I usually do this first because it makes it easier for me to configure my filter queries and then to actually see what the values and more specifically what the internal field names are when they actually come out of SharePoint. So I'm just going to go and run test and I'm going to save and test. And then let's go and have a look at the output. So get items. Okay, so I can see that it successfully pulled some information back there. So I'm just going to grab all of that. So let's have a quick look at what I've actually got in this list. So this is what comes out. This is the JSON body that gets returned from that call. And in here, okay, I can see I've got a title, I've got an ID, I've got an event date, I've got an end date. So those are 2 quite pertinent fields I'm interested in because I'm interested in when an event starts and finishes. And I can see that I've got 1, 2, yeah, I've got 3 events in there. So there's my Fish Friday. And you can see there that it comes out on the 27th. What I'm going to point out here is the event date. So this is for the one which is running between specific hours. So it's got the date and then it's also got a time. So it's got 2100 to 2200. If I look at the full day event, You can see it starts at 0, and ends at 23:59 and 0 seconds. So it's important to recognize that time value, because that's what we're going to need to make sure that we capture when we're doing our filters. So if I want to show everything that's going to be running today, I want to take today's date, where the time is between 0, and 23:59, and I would go to 23:59 and 59 seconds to make sure that I encapsulate everything without going over to the next day. Let's go and put that into practice. So let's come and get items. Let's then go to show advanced, and let's go to my filter. So in my filter, what I'm interested in then is when it starts. And I can see from in here that it's called event date, it's not called start date. So this is one of the reasons why I like doing this to start off with. So let's go and grab that and put that into filter query. And it's going to be greater than or equal to, so GE, greater than or equal to, and then I'm going to put it within a string, and I'm going to say, and the end date, because that's the other one, is less than or equal to a specific string. So let's go and put in there now an expression, because I'm interested in everything that's coming out today. Let's go add some dynamic content. Let's go and add an expression. And in my expression builder, what I'm interested in is the UTC now. But that will give me the exact date and time that this action gets fired. So I don't quite want that. I want to be a little bit more granular. I want to specify today's date, that's fine, but I want to be very specific on the time that I'm interested in. So I'm going to use the format date time expression. I need to supply it with a current date time, which is UTC now. And then I need to supply it with a format that I want it to take. And what I want it to take is an ISO standard, because that's what SharePoint is pushing out. And what that was year to 4 digits, then a hyphen, then a month to 2 digits. Notice that's 2 capital M's, not 2 small case M's. And then I'm going to say day to 2 digits as well. So that's YYYY Now what I want to do is specify the time. So I'm going to put a capital T in there to denote the time is going on from now. And I'm going to just physically type in there 000000. So that's the very first second of the day. I'm just going to copy that because I'm going to reuse this as well in a moment. So let's go and press OK to that. So notice that's between my 2 single quotes. And I'm going to go and do exactly the same right here. But this time, rather than using 00, I want it to be the other end of the day, because we're looking at where the end date is less than the end of the day. So let's go for 23, 59, and let's go 59, just to make sure that we encapsulate absolutely everything that could take place in that day. And let's OK that. So now I've got my expressions in here. I've got my filter query. Let's go and save that. And let's just go and test that now. Okay, so once again, that's successfully run. And let's go and look at what my outputs are this time. So bear in mind, I'm expecting to only get 2 results back this time, not the 3 like I got in my events list. So if I go and grab that and put that back into Notepad again. So there we go, I've got my Wednesday Madness, and I should also see Xbox time. Yeah, looking good, so I've got both of those. But I don't have Fish Friday. So it's filtered out all the ones that I don't want and is just showing me today. So there we go. So that's how we can interact with a Microsoft SharePoint Online events list and just pull out the basic information from today. What we'll look at next time is how we can also deal with recurring dates. They have been a pain ever since I was a SharePoint developer. So I'll share with you what I found in terms of being able to still be able to show dates, even though they may be recurring on a yearly basis. So I hope that was useful for now, and hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon.